You're better than the best. I'm lucky just to linger in your...
I hope the lighting is okay. Hello and welcome to the 149th episode of the Knit and Purl podcast. My name is Doris and I'm the host with the most, not. Thank you if you are a new viewer. I hope that you will find something of entertainment and inspiration and that you will come back again, that you'll go down below and hit that big red subscribe button, that you'll give me thumbs up. And thank you for you who keep coming back. Thank you so much. Your support is very appreciated. You saw all my social media in the card before this video started. Please, in the show notes, you will find links to those, so go click on the show notes and click on those places and you can follow me there. Show notes are at knitandpurl.net, and this will be the final week for that website. And then, anyway, we'll talk about that in the Story of the Week and Stash Enhancement. This podcast has a Ravelry group, which is the Knit and Purl podcast group, also linked in the down bar below. Don't do that. I noticed last week I slapped my legs a lot, so I'm going to try not to do that. No birthday shout outs because I already did all of that last week. Now I'm noticing this light isn't the best because the window is right here. I started out with the overhead light on and it was like blowing me out and turning everything orange. So I'm going to try. It seems like every week is a trial and error. But you'll see the bright side of me over here and the dark side over here. I have a little cold this week too, so anyway, there is no birthday shout outs because I completed all the birthday shout outs last podcast. So we will, and I didn't tell you, this is April 26th, 2018, Thursday evening after work. Got my cup of after work coffee. So we're going right into stash enhancement and story of the week. So there was some stashing happening. We'll start with my Knit Picks purchase. Pink. I purchased 2 colors of Knit Picks Brava Sport. This color is Rouge. This color is Cotton Candy. It's a light pink and a medium pink. You will see this in, this is 100% acrylic. It is very soft and lovely. And you will see in New Works in Progress what I purchased this for. That yarn was uber cheap. I got 6 skeins for just under $16. And it's beautiful yarn. It works up really nice. So, well, so far of what I've gotten done. I also did some more acrylic stashing. I bought some more Everyday Basic. It's Everyday Mainstay Basic yarn in yellow, and this just says, what does it say? Royal Blue. Yep, Mainstay Basic. For a project I plan on doing along with the green that I already have. Y'all know how I feel about this yarn. And it's less than $2 a skein for 7 ounces. Okay. Okay, I think that's all the wiggling I have to do. So, my show notes are here. So, so that's all the stash. Story of the week. The 16th, Ted and his sister left to go to spend some time in Colorado with his sister who lives there. That left me at home, and I did get a good bit of crafting done, which you'll see in the finished objects. And then on the 17th, I got to do my civic duty. Excuse me, my notes left me. I got to do my civic duty and, sorry, go for jewelry selection. So I got to spend the day in court. Let me try it over here. For jury duty on the 17th, and I did not plan ahead and did not bring. I had all big projects. I could have started the second sock, but I didn't, and which left me with playing with my phone, doing a little phone reading, and watching TV. There's a story. I don't want to be rude, but while we were all sitting in this room, a lady in front of me was casting on a look like a sock. But I was like, and I wanted to talk to her, and I patted her on the shoulder and I said, do you have something that I could do since I didn't bring anything? And she turned around, gave me the worst frown in the world, and turned back around to do what she was doing. She did not speak a word. And throughout the day, she did not speak a word. Now, was I being rude by trying to talk to her? I don't know. I didn't think I was. Anyway, if you notice, my voice is kind of like, I've got a sore throat and nasal drainage from allergies this time of year, so I hope that's not too distracting. So, the other little bit of business or news is that my next podcast will be on May the 10th, and it will be, I'm considering it my 4-year podiversary, because on May 1st, 2014, I recorded and uploaded the first episode of the Knit and Purl podcast. So, 4 years. Going to be celebrating the podiversary. I'm going to do some gifting, and I will explain that at the next podcast and why I did it. Just to thank those who are involved in the Ravelry group. Also, with the 4 years, and the fact that I'm realizing that I'm just a small podcast, I need to start kind of trimming the edges off, doing some downsizing. So effective, let me look at my notes. I will be stopping iTunes uploading after this podcast. The iTunes and Podbean will end because I used Podbean to upload to iTunes. Well, Podbean costs $25 a month. I need to stop that. So I'm cutting that off, and I won't be... So Podbean will be available. Oh, did I write that down? Let me just read what I have so I don't forget anything. I'll be downsizing. Some changes will be coming to decrease financial expenses. I will be stopping the iTunes upload, and Podbean will go too. Podbean, I think, will be available until the 11th of May. So you'll still be able to look at the podcast on Podbean until after the 11th. Also, the show notes will be reappearing on the blog, and the website will also end. And it will be, the last time you can click on the website will be on May 4th. So, it was going to cost me $250 to re-up for another 3 years. And I just decided I don't get comments there. I mean, it's it was wonderful to have a website, but I can't see spending another $250 for another 3 years for something that I just use for show notes. So, those show notes, when I first started podcasting, I put on my blog, and they will reappear. I will link it down below. I will be officially just uploading to YouTube next podcast. So, I am just a small podcast. I don't have any funding to be able to pay for these expenses. So, I am sorry for any viewers that I might lose, but I don't see any other way to do it. And I hope that if you follow along on iTunes, that you would please come over and try YouTube. And I would appreciate it very much. So that's it. That's all of that. So I did a health pearl this week, and it's on the health benefits of peppermint. I'm hoping that it will... it did open up. Peppermint. Okay, this is what the page looks like. Herbal remedies, and it gives some benefits of peppermint, very popular herb, crossbred from watermint and spearmint. It is found throughout Europe and North America. This highly aromatic herb has a very distinct pungent and cooling effect to taste. Peppermint oil is distilled from the stems and the leaves where the oil content is the highest. The optimal time for harvest is before the plant begins to flower. So, the benefits for gastrointestinal complaints, including IBS and other serious bowel problems. When used together with more conventional treatment, it can effectively reduce the pain and irritation of symptoms. Peppermint has been used in this way since the time of the ancient Greeks. So, I'm sorry, I shouldn't. Anyway, they say that it is very helpful for digestion and bowel complaints. Great treat irritable bowel syndrome, stomach upsets, bowel spasms, nausea, and relieves flatulence. The compounds found in menthol help by relaxing the smooth muscles that line the digestive tract, gently pushing matter through your system and aiding peristalsis. I know I probably said that wrong. It is also an excellent digestive aid as it facilitates the production of digestive fluids and increases circulation. So, peppermint, good for the belly. That is the health pearl. There is a link in the show notes where you can go and click on that and read further for yourself. Okay. Let me go back, and I did. So that brings us to finished objects. I did finish the baby black blanket, and I will insert pictures here of that finished object. The Baby Black Blanket is a free pattern on Red Heart, from Red Heart, and the yarn is the Mainstay Basic yarn in green. It was knit for a coworker, I said, who was about to bust. So, as of today, in these pictures, I was able to deliver that blanket to her last Friday, and she's still pregnant. Poor baby. Anyway, I also finished the virus shawl. Ooh, I'm gonna get that coffee up out of the way so I don't. The virus shawl is a free pattern on Ravelry by Julia Marquide. The yarn is Red Heart Ombre in the pink, it's like pinkish colorway, and the hook I used was a Knit Picks J. And here it is. I blocked it out, steam blocked it, and this yarn, I haven't woven the ends yet, but it's finished. It's been blocked. This yarn did not turn out as soft and nice as I had hoped. However, it's still pretty and drapey, and I'm sure that after a couple times through the washer and dryer, it will be lovely. And there you have it. I don't know what number virus this is. But it's very beautiful. I think it turned out lovely. Okay. My last finished object is yarn. Let me get it up close so you can kind of get it. I actually have 2 skeins and I just wound them together. For a total of, did I say? No. 68 and 106. 174 yards of a 3-ply or chain ply. This is not my best efforts, but it still is going to make something very lovely. Here's the first skein I showed you on the Nitty Knotty last episode. It's got, let me try to get it close with this light. I don't know that you'll be able, there you go. It's black and goes into dark maroon. And then this one starts out with this dark maroon and goes into a couple different shades of pink. This one is 68 yards. The other is 106 yards. So together we have 164 yards of a chain ply. So it could be considered chunky. And it doesn't know what it wants to be yet. You have it. I have a little bucket over there that I put my trimmings in when I weave in ends, and I just pull that out and tie up the yarn just so. Okay. Let me have another drink to soothe my throat. And we'll go to works in progress. The eyeball shawl has not come out of hibernation. It's still in the show notes, but that's because I wanted to keep it there so I could, you know, copy and paste it over. This is the baby blanket, which is a pattern is the modified Summer Loving wrap, which is a free pattern on Ravelry by Catherine Fagan. The yarn is Red Art Super Saber in the shocking pink colorway. The needles are US 10.5, 40 inch circular. So I completed 5 pattern repeats There's where I was last time. So it's coming along. And this is for a great niece who is due the end of May, beginning of June, maybe sooner. Scarlett Adele. That is that. So I spent a lot of my time working on that baby blanket because I thought she was going to have the baby and she's still pregnant. So this did get some love because I actually finished the baby blanket on Tuesday night after my jury duty. And then I took it to work Wednesday and she didn't come back to the facility until Friday. But anyway, after I finished that, I got to do some good stuff on that. Vanilla Sock has not come out of hibernation. However, I did start 2 new projects in my bag by Thank God for Bags. I started a Zuzu's pedal. While I was in Florida, I bought a US 6 ChiaoGoo 24-inch circular. And I started this over the weekend, I think. It's almost done. Zuzu's Petals is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry by Karina Spencer. The yarn is Lion Brand Mandela in the Gnome colorway. The needles are the ChiaoGoo 6, US 6 4mm, 24-inch circular. And I am almost finished. I was hoping to get into the yellow, but I don't think I'm going to, which means that there might just be another Zuzu's Petals in this fall. There might be. Pick up that. So that is a new project that will soon be done. Okay, let's put this here for now. And in my Joanne Springs Knit Spin Farm bag, links in the show notes, is the project I started with this yarn. I don't have a picture. Oh, excuse me. I hope I didn't blow anybody's ears out. It is called the Color Block Top. It is a crocheted t-shirt-like thing. Sorry about that. The free pattern on Ravelry by Patons. The yarn is the Knit Picks Brava Sport in the Rouge and Cotton Candy colorway. I'm using an H hook, which is a 5mm, and it's in this bag. And I just barely started it. It starts with the darker pink color. And here is what I've gotten done. It seems like this is the right side. It's just a simple double crochet, and then, like I said, it seems like it's awfully big, but it'll be roomy. It's just a double crochet. You go up 14 or 15 inches, and then you change to the second color, add stitches, and do the yoke. So, just got started. I saw the pattern, and I wanted it. So, this is my next crochet project. So that's all of that. So I have Pinterest and Stumble. Pinterest is a website that has Mother's Day gift ideas. I'm going to click on it. And make see that it goes there. So here's what the page looks like. You can go to my show notes, click on the Pinterest, and you'll be able to go and look, and maybe you'll find something that your mother or a person in your life that you want to celebrate on Mother's Day. You might find a special gift there. So, back to show notes. Stumble, I found a most beautiful story, proverb, I don't know what you would call it, but the title is, she tells her grandmother that she's just been cheated on, and this is her response. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. So the proverb, the grandmother is talking to her granddaughter, and the granddaughter, is saying how she's just heartbroken. She's just broken. Her husband cheated on her, and she doesn't know what to do. She's just broken. So the grandmother goes and puts on 3 pots of boiling water. In the first pot, she puts some carrots. In the second pot, she puts eggs. And in the third pot, she put ground coffee beans. After they got cooked, the grandmother takes out the carrots and the eggs and pours a cup of coffee. And she asked her granddaughter what she saw. And the granddaughter said she picked up the carrot and it was soft. Okay, so it was fully cooked, it was soft. She picked up, what about in this pan? And she said, it's boiled eggs. So they're hard now. They were liquid and now they're hard. And then, okay, so here's the coffee, take a sip. And she says, ooh, it's wonderful. So the moral of the story is the grandmother, finally the grandmother, the grandmother explains that each of these objects have faced the same adversity, boiling water. Each reacted differently. The carrot went in strong, hard, and unrelenting. However, after being subjected to the boiling water, it softened and became weak. The egg had been fragile. Its thinning outer shell had protected a liquid interior. But after sitting through the boiling water, its insides became hardened. The ground coffee beans were unique, however. After they were in the boiling water, they had changed the water. Which are you? She asked her granddaughter. When adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a carrot, an egg, or a coffee bean? And it just goes on. So if you're interested, please go and read this. It's wonderful. A link in the show notes to this that you can read and be inspired and blessed by. So finally, in the down bar below and at the bottom of the show notes, there is a link to my Etsy store. It doesn't have much in it, but I would ask you to please go over, like a few things, look around, and if you find anything that you can't live without, or maybe a good gift for your mother for Mother's Day, I will happily sell it to you and ship it to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in 2 weeks for the 4-year podiversary, the Knit and Purl podcast. Bye, you guys.
You make me smile.
Oh, you make me smile.